The Johor Bahru Singapore Rapid Transit System, better known as the RTS Link, is no longer just a dream. Set to open by the end of 2026, this cross-border rail connection will link Bukit Chagar in Johor directly to Woodlands North in Singapore, cutting commute time between the two cities to under 5 minutes. But this is more than just a train, it's a catalyst. And it's going to reshape the way people live, work, and do business across the causeway. So, what exactly will change? Hi everyone, I am Jason Kang, and I talk about travels and economics and sometimes geopolitics. First, more Malaysians working in Singapore may move back to Johor Bahru. Why? Because right now many Malaysians live in Singapore just to avoid the daily jam across the causeway. But once the RTS is running, that pain point disappears. A reliable, fast, and frequent rail service will make it easier for Malaysians to live in JB while keeping their jobs across the border. The rent in Singapore is also expensive as well, and it will be much cheaper to stay in JB while working in Singapore. This could lead to surging demand for housing in Johor, especially near the RTS station. Property developers and investors are already watching closely. Second, the flow goes both ways. More Singaporeans will likely visit JB on weekends. They'll come for shopping, food, massage, and leisure, just like they already do, but with far greater convenience. And this may have unexpected consequences. While Johor's economy will benefit from more weekend tourists, some Singaporean businesses could feel the impact, especially smaller shops, cafes, and hawker stalls that rely on local foot traffic. If people are spending more across the border, it could redirect domestic consumer spending. Third, we need to talk about the Johor-Singapore Special Economic Zone, or SEZ. This rail link will act as critical infrastructure for that SEZ, making cross-border logistics, trade, and movement of people far more efficient. The SEZ aims to attract investment, streamline regulations, and create a more integrated economic ecosystem between the two regions. The RTS could supercharge this by connecting talent, businesses, and supply chains in ways we haven't seen before. But not all impacts will be positive. With easier access to Singapore, more Johorians may prefer to work across the border, where salaries are often higher. That creates a potential manpower shortage for businesses in Johor, especially in retail, F&B, and construction. Employers may find it harder to retain workers unless wages are adjusted or new labor sources are found. Last year, Johor government announced to offer premium starting salaries for high-skilled workers ranging from 4,000 ringgit to 5,000 ringgit. It's a real possibility that Johor may need to rethink its labor strategy in response to this shift. There will likely be a property boom in Johor Bahru, especially near the RTS station. Developers are already eyeing areas like Bukit Chagar, Larkin, and even Mount Austin for new residential and commercial projects. Improved public infrastructure tends to raise land value, and we're seeing the early signs of that now. The RTS may also attract new co-working spaces, startups, and satellite offices that want a JB base with Singapore access. The RTS will also change how people move around both cities. In Johor, urban planning is already shifting to accommodate feeder buses, transit-oriented development, and better pedestrian access around Bukit Chagar. This could finally bring a more modern, walkable city design to parts of JB. And on Singapore's end, the RTS station at Woodlands North is being integrated into the Thomson East Coast MRT line, creating seamless access from JB all the way to Marina Bay. Finally, there's a less talked about shift. The psychological distance between the two cities will shrink. For years, the causeway has acted as a bottleneck, not just physically but mentally. Once people can move across freely in minutes, a new cross-border identity may slowly form. One where Johor and Singapore aren't just neighbors, but part of a shared urban region. The RTS Link isn't just a train, it's a bridge to a different future, one where people, goods, ideas, and capital can flow more easily between Johor and Singapore. Will it fix everything? No. But it's going to change plenty. From housing to labor, tourism to investment, the ripple effects will be felt for decades. So whether you're a commuter, business owner, or policymaker, it's time to start preparing. Because once the RTS arrives, the game changes. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.